Howdy, howdy, howdy. NearlySeniorCitizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this a brand new day. It is the day after Christmas. Yay, day after Christmas Day, the 26th, if I can speak English, the 26th of December. Thumbs up for that. Whether or not you actually celebrate the holiday, or if it is just another day that passed by for you, hopefully it was a very pleasant day that passed by for you. For myself, it was just a day. I have no real support system left, IRL, face to face, but with my wife and parents having all died, so yay, I existed, I survived, and that's a very, very good thing. You know, hey, a day is a day. And that is a good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, to please the YouTube algorithms, if you could interact with the algorithms as well and toss me a like, that would be very cool. Maybe leave me a comment in the comment section. That would be awesome. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Again, very, very cool. And as well, I would like to thank each and every one of these Patreon patrons of mine. They literally help to keep me alive. I am on disability. I cannot work, and my rent keeps going up with the cost of everything else while my disability keeps lagging. These people literally help to keep me alive, and it is greatly, greatly appreciated. A very, very good thing. My wrists were really sore of late, so either I kept my hands up too long or I dropped them too short and left text on my face. Either way, thank you each and every one of my Patreons. They are beautiful and awesome people. I like being alive, and I know my pets do too. Yay, front loading of videos. So, boy, oh boy, all day yesterday it was wet and cold. It was raining off and on, and when it was raining, it was trying to snow, and then there'd be snow, and then there'd be rain and snow and rain, and then back to rain, and then all the snow would be gone because it was raining. And then, late in the day, oh, good golly, Miss Molly. Late in the night, late in the day, late in the night, in the evening time, I head out walkies. Just before I'm heading out walkies, it starts to snow hard. And so I head out into hard snow with my brolly and my long sleeve plaid shirt, flannel, plaid, I guess, whatever. I don't know, the print is plaid, but the material is flannel. So I'd head out with that and some shirts and my shoes, and oh boy, is it raining hard. Stopped at about 10 blocks, but that left about this much snow as I was out a walking, so not too bad, but it cleared. And so because there was no cloud cover to hold in what little heat there was, it got cold fast. So nothing melted. Nothing but packed down snow becoming ice for the very, very few cars that were out there driving. Oof. So, joy on that. So I come back, I go to bed, it had stopped snowing. It's snowing slightly now, but there's about 3 or 4 inches out there. So, good thing I still got my hiking boots. They were sent to me several years back, and I only wear them when the weather is bad so that I don't destroy them. And so I use them when I have to go out tromping through the snow. And so thank goodness I got those boots here still. And because I got to head out into the weather, I have to go walkies. I need to exercise. Not only that, even though I had stuff to eat, like yesterday, I got nothing this morning. So I got to head down to the stores and such so I can fill up my backpack with a little bit to eat and maybe some sodas for tomorrow. Depends on how much I drink of my sodas that I have today. So I got to get out there, so thank goodness for the hiking boots. But it's snowy. If it does not snow more, I'll try to take out my video camera and hopefully I'll be able to find my card reader, or on payday, hopefully be able to remember to walk up to Walmart and spend like the $6 to get myself a new card reader. So thumbs up for that. That'll be good. Until I can do that though, I have no way of taking any of my files off the memory cards. So yay. But it's nice. It's cold. Yay. I like cold. my body and my brain work better in cold, and that's good. And we're past the longest night of the year, and I feel a little bit better up here just knowing that. And that's a good thing too. Definitely a thumbs up. So when I was out walking, I didn't see a lot of people, and thank goodness not a whole lot of people who didn't have homes just sleeping in sidewalks, not in sidewalks, but sleeping in doorways on sidewalks. Hopefully everybody was able to stay warm. Hokey smokes. I've seen, leading up to this, a lot of people who just had nothing more than what they were wearing and then trying to sleep in sidewalks. And some people, you know, the post office is open 24/7, the lobby, so you can go check your mail and stuff like that anytime you want. You know, the actual lobby where you go in and interact with people, that's all closed. But if you want to check your P.O. box, that's open. There's usually, on a really cold night, somebody who's sleeping in a corner in there. Nobody was there, so again, I certainly hope everyone was okay. Hokey smokes. So, past that, not really paying attention a whole lot to current events. I don't really watch television. I get my news, what little that I follow, online. Mostly the news is just stuff that I can't affect but will negatively affect my mood. So what's the point of finding out about this stuff? I mean, I like to watch videos that teach me stuff, but news channels just... Our brains never had to deal with this up until mass media. You found out like one bad or horrible thing, maybe when things happen fast, like once a month. And if you had something horrible happen, it was usually something that affected you and you could maybe do something. You didn't have the constant mass media recycling of stories because you have to have something to keep your viewership up, just plowing people with bad news every single day. Not only that, of course, the bad news that you can't do anything about. So you're being made to feel bad for something you can't change. So joy on that. And yeah, there's a reason in the news, they had the old, not a real byline or tagline, but it was, if it bleeds, it leads. Human misery, pain, death, and suffering sells. So yeah, they're gonna pump it at you. And boy, oh boy, that's why I try to not spend too much time on any of the social medias. I mean, Facebook, I'm on Facebook because a lot of other people I know are on Facebook. I use it primarily for Messenger and to contact the people that are only using Facebook. And so I don't eat a lot of that content, which is good because a lot of the content on Facebook is, of course, misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, anti-vax, just anti-science, horrific, nightmarish, get your parents reactionary type material. So, yeah. And then, of course, there's just the absolute hellscape of Twitter, which is still fun. I mean, I dip my toes in, I retweet stuff, I play, I walk, I talk to people, but I only go for like 15 minutes at a shot and only a couple times a day. One of the big things I notice my issue is, and a lot of people really need to know themselves so that they can be cognizant of this, you should not ever find yourself seeking social validation through social media. And I will at times find myself just on Twitter here at my desk because I'm seeking validation through social media. But I'm able to realize when I'm doing it and then just go, okay, time to get off Twitter. So I'll be in there 15, 20 minutes at a shot, dip my toes in. And the other times I have to leave are just because depending on where you are and what you do and what you're interested in, it can be an exceptionally toxic hellscape. Anything involving people has that potential. So, yeah, I spend still a lot of time more time sometimes than I would like. That's a lot of use of the word times, but sometimes more time than I would like just sitting in silence. I am easily overstimulated by sound. Even things that I like, if I have to do any kind of thinking at all, it needs to be quiet. I mean, you've ever heard of the people that, they need to think, well, they need to look, and they turn off the radio in the car. That's so that they can put all of that processing power into the visual stuff. Well, yeah, that processing power I get from sound can be so overwhelming that way. It just takes up all of my processing power. I've never had like a meltdown or such from it, but I don't do well if I can't think clearly, and sound will do that. So, happy days. One thing that I was watching, there was a good video talking about the autism spectrum, and I thought it was a good video because it teaches people about the spectrum, and it also talks about the language, because a lot of people use the language of talking about, on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, to try and it takes the sting away, the social sting, because there's a huge, especially here in the United States, social stigma. So you're dancing around it. You're saying it without actually saying it, which is not really a good thing, because if something is that affects your life like that, it needs to be talked about, and dancing around it and not talking about the huge elephant in the room isn't helping anybody. And I still do that. I still find the social stigma. I mean, I am self-identified as being somewhere on the spectrum. And a lot of people who are autistic use a different term that I cannot remember right now. But the way it is presented, autism spectrum disorder, makes it sound like it is a linear white, black, and then in shades of gray. But that's not a spectrum, is it? That's just a gradient. A spectrum is less this, because it gives the impression that you can be more autistic or less autistic. But a lot of the things that are actually that people associate with autism are the comorbidities that can come with it. It's not actual autism itself. That's an extra thing that's piled on top of them because they had bad luck of the genetic draw, and then they're autistic on top of that. And we associate a lot of that in the United States, especially all of those things that aren't autistic with being autistic. And so there's that, there's the social stigma. So yeah, I still, even though I self-identified and I dance around and try not to use the term, it's still true. I mean, looking through the lens of that back on my life, it helps explain so much. It explains everything that's happening right now in my life. So it's not a gradient. The better way to look at it was like, there's rings of various things that everybody can do. And it's inward and outward on these rings so that they're not circles, they're wibbly wobbly, and there's all those wibbly wobbly circles, and that huge picture represents your individual position on that spectrum, because it's not a gradient, it's a spectrum. And I just wanted to talk about that because it was a very, very good video. Helped me change my thinking, and especially helped me understand why I still dance around the subject when I'm trying to talk about the subject. I mean, even now I'm finding it difficult still. I fear the social stigma in the United States of the term. I mean, I am an autistic person. I can do most things in my life, but I require a level of support that, before my wife came into my life, I did not have. After my wife has died, I do not have. But she provided me with the level of support that I needed to actually function closer to, and this is bad, like a socially accepted normal than I had been before and have been able to. I was able to actually do things because I had a level of support. So it's good to know. I just wish I had that support. On Monday, well, as soon as the actual holidays are over, like January 2nd, I'll be able to really push through my executive dysfunction. I need to call the social people at the VA and see if there's any help that can be provided for me, because that would be good. Definitely a thumbs up. Boy, I wanted to talk about a whole bunch of creative story stuff, but I didn't. So, yay. But I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I am going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my depression, fibro, and more, oh boy, I get lost a lot. So let me call out my Chrome here. We have Jennifer G, thumbs up and thank you. Confused Owl, Hokey Smokes, and yeah, family can be important. And snow is a very cool thing too. And then we have CEVA, AHYAN, thumbs up and thank you. Jack O'Brien, Merry Christmas and thumbs up. There's Ben B, greatly appreciated, good to see you. RCN 72, thumbs up. There is Ree, greatly appreciated. I know my little hamster appreciated it as well. Melissa R, thumbs up and good to see you in the comments as well. Thumbs up and thank you. We have FB Gamer with a 3 instead of an E, thumbs up. There is FTA Plant Freak, interesting name, thumbs up and thank you. Fat Boy, bah humbug. Sometimes I agree, definitely. There is Kibbs, Merry Christmas. Nando Rice Charuti, of course, I'm nowhere near the name, but thank you very, very much and good to see you. And there we go. 13 people left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you so very much. I got lost there. I have totally derailed my line of thought. I think I say, hey, if you could check out in the video description, wherever it happens to be, I have links to my various channels if you check that out. I also have links to my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and again, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these beautiful and awesome people. I say literally help to keep me alive, and it is true. Thumbs up and thank you. You are all beautiful and awesome people. And if you would like to become a beautiful and awesome person, which indeed would be beautiful and awesome, I do have those links down below or wherever they happen to be. If you could check that out, that'd be very cool. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I don't know if that was English. Hopefully you understood what I was trying to say anyway. I do have a PayPal link, and I'm not above grubbing for your spare cash, so if you could help, that'd be awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without saving money, I do have an Amazon wish list link with stuff like cat food and hamster stuff on it, so if you could check that out, I know my animals would be greatly appreciated as well as me. Now, of course, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled, and if you cannot or do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be a very, very cool thing indeed. So hokey smokes, it's going to be kind of a slow day today. I do need to record some reaction videos. It's been like 4 or 5 days now since the last time I uploaded there. Oi! So I got stuff to do. Hopefully you have stuff to do. That would be good. I mean, it's all just, wasting away the endless hours until we, stop living. But hopefully it is a pleasant time passing for you. Now that I've sort of, faded out like that. With the covfefe bug still raging, please just take more than basic care. There are people out there that don't care if you live or die. Don't make them happy by dying. Take care of yourself, please. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is, quite frankly, a very good thing.